I know a lot of the time I'm preaching like motivation and work hard. And I don't think you guys realize that I literally live this life of motivation. And this is a clip me flatmate caught of us in the shower. Just check it out. Welcome to Stephen Johnson's Stocks. Green week this week, 100% accuracy. Green week last week, consecutive green weeks. Actually, over the last 2 months, I am actually profitable over the last 2 months. So it's really shaping up. And it's just so awesome that I'm the first person in the world to have this idea to create this journey from day one, documenting everything. So really pleased. And you're going to say, well, what's changed? And was at the Market Mastery. I was chatting with Roland and Sykes and Michael God, just realized a couple of bad habits. And the main thing is being in stocks that everyone's in when you're meant to be doing really the opposite of what everyone's doing because they're 95% down. But I just want to say a quick thanks because there's so much to get through, the Excel, the trades. I don't want it to go on and on and on. But I'll just show you this Instagram that Tim posted the other day. He was like, these are two of my most dedicated students. And it's awesome, like, to be recognized as one of the most dedicated students. This was like the dream a year ago, and I achieved it. And he's saying Stephen's lost a few $1,000s, but they've both become great friends, and they'll both will be successful over time. And it's insane because, like, Tim knew that I was posting these videos, and he could have been like, look, you're in the challenge, I don't want you showing stuff about your journey. But he didn't, because he wanted to be transparent, and he believed in his teaching methods, and he believed in me. And half of it is like, I think that he just believed us and supported us. And when I say us, I mean me. It's a Newcastle thing, but just really happy. But let's get into the comments. Brett Ryan, looks like you had a great time in Italy, mate. I appreciate your feedback. I know you're a challenge student and an STT Pro member. Which one should I join? And that's the other thing, like, don't go blind into learning. You fucking have to have education to get anywhere, or I would still be losing. But STT Pro is morning webinars and evening webinars and sometimes strategy sessions. And it's like live trading with Tim Bone in the morning and the evening. It's been really good. It's helped me on my journey to now get a bit more profitable. And there's a lot of very good traders in that room who are making a lot of money. The challenge is more if you don't know anything and you want to go from nothing to everything. And it's like all the introduction DVDs, and you'll get a much better grounding of the basics there if you don't know anything about the market. And I didn't know anything about the market, so the challenge was very helpful for me. And you get all the webinars from Gertani, God, sometimes Boners in them, Tim Sykes, and all the video lessons as well. Master Doc, I just sat down and watched 3 hours. Thanks, man. I just started applying rules, and I need to stop losing. It sounds a bit like discipline problems, and discipline's not black and white. You just need to make sure that you're getting more disciplined over time. But don't think, oh my God, I've got discipline problems, because I had major discipline problems. And then I got tied up in Italy. But also, I just slowly eradicated bad discipline. And it's a process. Cody, my idea is that Tim Sykes is very much real, but you need to study 50 plus hours a week. Not really. I was always doing a couple of hours a day, every day for like a year. When I was taking it seriously, when I was in the challenge for the last 9 months, it's been a couple of hours. And now I spend more. I'm launching a new show that's coming soon. I've got 2 videos a week. I need to edit a video of the whole Positano Italy experience. A lot of my time is just working, and once I get profitable, then my life mission is to get other people profitable, and that's the whole purpose of my life. And I don't really find interest in anything else apart from family. But all I want to do is get green more consistently and then help other people. And I'll leave it with that. Enjoy the trades. Not very nice to constantly report like losses. So it's really nice to report a second back-to-back consecutive green week. First time I've done it, and such a high win percentage and such consistency as well. I mean, the position sizes are tiny, really tiny, because I wanted to stem the losses until I got more consistently profitable in the patterns. And we're talking like a couple of $100-$300 positions these days. And the gains are like 4-6%. I've never really hit a home run, but that's fine. The small gains are adding up, and I had 100% accuracy this week, 83% in total. And I mean, you can see I was always around the 30s and 40s, and then finally I've broke into the 80s. I mean, I don't think I can sustain this, but hopefully I will. But if not, I'll end up around the 50s, and it's just constant progression. You can see, I mean, this is, people say like, how did you survive going through all the losses to get to the point where you're almost getting to green now? And I'm green over the last 2 months. I'm actually profitable. I lost like $76 in June, made $78 in July. So I'm like literally profitable over the last few months now. And long may it continue, and I've got the money in the account to just size up. And we can see this really on Profitly as well. I mean, a couple of goals. I mean, just lock in this first green month, which will be a major achievement. And then after that, I nearly hit 4,000, nearly. So after that, it's just a case of getting below the 3.9 figure, then 3.8, then 3.7, then 3.5, then 3. These will be my next goals. So I want this first green month, and then after that, my next goal will be get under 3,000 in losses, and then 2, then 1, and then be green overall, and then I'll start setting some new targets. So this is AVEO. I'm actually shorting it now, but for different reasons. But this trade was on the 10th of July, and we can see it here. And it was just super overextended. I mean, it's from 80 cents. And the thing, everyone's waiting for it to end. Everyone's waiting for it to just have a massive red day. And that's why I'm in it on this day as well. I'm short from 281. But, I mean, if we actually go back to the day on the 10th, let me take you guys back. And it's basically, and I learned this on the Market Mastery a lot as well, it's kind of shorting into resistance. So this was the pre-market high, and we saw it crash at the market open, and I was just shorting back into this resistance level because it's super overextended. It's bound to have its first big red day, and I thought it would probably fail here. So I was in at 310 here, after it rejected at the high of day. And it was bouncing around, and I was just getting a bit scared. And I followed it down, but then, I mean, I'll show you guys. And I'm super distracted because I've been watching the AV all day. But when it breaks this trend and squeezes through, I mean, you just get out. So it broke the trend, so I got out. And I took about 4% on it, nothing major. And then it actually squeezed up at the end of the day. And this is TEUM, so it actually had good earnings, and it ran from the 80s right until the 160s. So I mean, I was in it on the day it reported its earnings on this day, on the big breakout. And it's pretty simple the way I played it. It had its morning spike, so we could see that it was volatile. And it was up on good news as well, so it's not like the thing's going to crash back and retrace all of its gains. So when this reversed, I was in the 122s. I was actually out 135. I think I took about 9-10% on this. And as soon as it started to look toppy, I just got out because I was hoping that it would gradually increase and then break out like here and have big volume. But the volume didn't come, the breakout didn't come. So I just got out, and I mean, sadly later on it went up to the 70s, but c'est la vie, this is life. So we're back with AVEO, and it finally cracked. And I was in on it, which is awesome, but I mean, yeah, it's up from the 70s all the way up to the 3s. It's completely overextended. It looks like it's just a fraud, basically. And the easiest way, because someone in the challenge chat was just like, how did you find this? And I explained it, but I can show it on this video as well. So on the 15-day chart, and this is what Roland told us, who's in Stocks to Trade Pro, and I met him on the Mastery. It was a right laugh. I had some epic times drinking, trading, just having a laugh, going out for meals. It was the best. He's a good, cool kid. But you can see on the 15, and he told us, like, look back on the 15-minute chart, and you can see like support around the 280s, 283s, like 280s, a dip, but it come back, 280, 280, 280. So I was short around 281 because I was thinking like, look, this has just been hanging around and hanging around and hanging around. And I was like, well, I mean, worst case, like if it bounces like in the 280s, like, so this was me trade today. and it looked pretty weak. It was pretty red, so I was just like, and my entry was 281, so I was pretty much in here when it looked like it was gonna crack, and then it did crack. And I was like, well, if I go short here, I mean, worst case, I can add in more at 287. It's only 5 cents. And if it does crack, then it's going to go down to like 240, 230. Like it's like 5 cents for 40 or 50 cents. It's like 10 to 1 risk reward. And I got in when it was looking like it was going to crack, and we got down to the 270s. Then the 270s, like 276 is really, really held. And again, like if you go back to the 15-day chart, like you can see it did dip to the 270s and come back. So this was like really the last point, and it held it for a while. But I've seen these on a lot of the challenge webinars where it's just like waiting to go, and then this was just fun because it was like a slide saying a crack, and then eventually we got the big crack here where it was just like, right, game's over. But this was manipulated. It's been propped up by, I don't know who's propping it up, but it's seriously been propped up so it doesn't crash too hard by whoever it is, I don't know. But when it cracked here, we had the little bounce, and then it majorly cracked here into the 257s, and like an amateur covering the 263s. It'll likely go down to the 40s, the 30s, but I mean, I'm 3 for 3 this week. I'm just happy, and I'm happy that I'm getting the hang of it. I'm happy that it's back-to-back green weeks. It's really funny. I'm just gonna play out with this song, and this is not pre-planned, not scripted, nothing ever is. Half the time on this channel, and I was just thinking because my friend was on the phone to us the other day, and he was like, "Do you know what it is? I'm sick of my job. I'm working all these hours. They don't give us a break. When is life going to give me a break?" And I'm like, not to get ahead of myself, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but like, I'm like, I had this exact thought a year ago, and I was like working, doing these extra videos, making these extra plans, and then finally, like, from trusting an online ad with Sykes by taking a risk, a year later I'm in Positano, Italy, drinking red wine with him, hanging out with Roland, Michael, God, big things in the pipeline, and now starting to see signs of green, starting to see signs of profitability. And I just want to say that, like, there is no doubt, life is fucking hard sometimes, it's tough, but if you put some time in to make a change, and you're persistent at it, it can come true. The dream can come true. So don't walk to the beat of life, to what someone else says. Walk to your own beat. Live your own dream. Do the walk of life. Do your walk of life. Comment walk of life if you know what I'm talking about. Live the dream. You will see success if you work and put time into it. And that's it. I'll see you later.